Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
They're called Biobuttons, and one local university thinks they might be an important part of preventing COVID spread on campus.
2 drug cases dismissed over findings that police lied to get warrants, and now the men who've been set free are fighting back. Glad you're with us for Local 4 News at 6. Those men were facing prison sentences of 20 and 30 years, respectively. And
now they're taking the city of Detroit and its police department to court. Sean Lay is live at police headquarters with the reason these drug charges were thrown out and what this new lawsuit says. Sean, good evening.
Good evening to you, Kimberly. A big part of this story is this long list put out by the Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy of police officers from all over who can no longer testify in court because it was found in investigations they lied in previous investigations. That we're now seeing the result of that. These 2 men being released from prison, and you're right, they are fighting back tonight. Daryl Chancellor was 29 and nailed with a prison sentence of up to 30 years for cocaine possession. He's been sitting in a cell now for 8 years until the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office found that the Detroit police officer on his case lied to get a search warrant in Chancellor's case.
That's why the prosecutor's office went and filed motion to dismiss these charges and let Mr. Chancellor out after 8 years, Sean. 8 years of sitting in a penitentiary for something he didn't do.
Chancellor is out of prison. He's fighting back, suing the city and police and the officer Stephen Gilhood. But that's not all. 53-year-old Daryl Richmond, he's also out of prison and also suing a former DPD officer after an investigation found that Officer Michael Mosley lied to get a search warrant for a drug bust, and Richmond was the focus. He was looking at 20 years in prison.
The affidavit in both cases, and on behalf of both Mr. Chancellor and Mr. Richmond, were absolutely 100% crooked and lies.
This all is a result of prosecutor Kim Worthy naming police officers who cannot testify in court because they've been caught lying.
This list it's unbelievable, right? I should count them up, Sean, but it's like 30-some people. Dishonesty and false statements, fraudulent activity, theft and dishonesty, federal conviction. I mean, these are bad cops.
Back here live, that's one big part of the story. Here's more. Let's first start with Officer Stephen Gilhood. I just checked with DPD. They got back to me. He's not been charged with anything related to this, so he still is on the force tonight, but he is under an internal investigation. Officer Mosley, he did plead guilty in federal court. He is waiting sentencing to go to prison now, one of the police officers involved here. We also just heard from the city's lawyers. They say, especially in the Daryl Chancellor case, they're going to defend that case, that lawsuit he filed, vigorously based on the evidence that was found in that case. So a lot to these cases and more to come. Back to you.
John, keep us posted. Thank you.
Michigan Secretary of State speaking out about election concerns as the final preparations are underway for tomorrow's primary, a big test as we look ahead to the general election coming up in November. Jocelyn Benson says her team is prepared, but admits there are going to be some challenges. Consumer investigator Hank Winchester here. Secretary Benson, Hank says she is hopeful all will go according to plan, but this is going to be different, and she's adjusting our expectations.
Yeah, Devin, and that was certainly the message yesterday morning as I was watching Flashpoint. As you know, with the record number of people already handing in absentee ballots and big numbers expected tomorrow as we make our way to the polls, the Secretary is working with her team and clerks across the state of Michigan to make sure that your vote is counted. Today, we spot many people handing in their absentee ballots. The numbers are huge, and the workload ahead for clerks and staff will be big as the counting gets underway. Here's Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson.
We're talking about a system that's going to be processing and handling twice as many ballots sent through the mail than ever before for a primary.
Many choosing to vote absentee this year, many concerned about the coronavirus, and with more than 2 million Michiganders voting absentee, expect delays in getting those results to you.
If you've got twice as many ballots voted through the mail than ever before, it's going to take twice as much time to process them and count them. And yet we still have not been given the go-ahead from the legislature to begin processing those ballots any earlier than 7 a.m. on Election Day.
In-person voting taking place tomorrow also. You are not required to wear a mask, but it is encouraged. The coronavirus pandemic and fears of voting in person, coupled with the huge number of absentee voters, has the president suggesting that we should delay the November election. Secretary Benson does not think that is necessary, but admits this election will be unlike any other we've seen.
But as, again, the chief election officer for the state of Michigan, I'm proud to say we're ready for Tuesday, we're ready for November, and our elections will remain secure, safe, accessible, and on time.
And that is certainly the hope. But again, tomorrow is going to be a big test for what we could expect to see in November, when the numbers are actually going to be much higher and the turnout much bigger. If you encounter any issues tomorrow as you make your way to the polls, know that you can get in touch with the Help Me Hank team. We'll be out all day investigating any potential issues. You can reach me directly at 313-298-WDIV and also email us at clickondetroit.com. We're here live tonight in Royal Oak. Devin, Kimberly, back to you.
Yeah, all right, Hank. And one way that people can ease their anxiety over absentee voting is by tracking their ballot online, and we have put a link to that on the Decision 2020 page at clickondetroit.com. It's also, though, where you'll find the results of all of the local, county, and state races as soon as, of course, those results are available.
Well, the rain has been very hit or miss today, and we sure don't need rain tomorrow for Election Day. We want people to come out and vote.
Yeah, let's head into Ben and find out what we've got coming our way. Ben?
Yeah, we still have that stuff out there tonight, guys. It's not as strong as some of those storms that we were looking at earlier this morning, especially those that were on the east side. Notice our lightning strike counter is at 0, but the thing that we're watching is that cell that popped up over Macomb. It has been almost stationary for about 45 minutes, so we're going to keep a very close eye on that. Otherwise, just to have some other areas around the southeast Michigan corridor here that are seeing some showers, and then we're going to see those start to come to an end this evening. Temperatures spiked up into the mid-80s as the sun came out this afternoon, but humidity is going to be dropping tonight, so we've got a very comfortable stretch ahead. We do have some shower chances for Election Day. We'll check on that. And, of course, Tropical Storm Isaias all in the next few minutes. And don't forget, if you've got the local forecasters app, you already know where that storm is. The Hurricane Tracker is just one of the things that keep you updated. We'll give you the stats on that hurricane as it heads towards the Carolina coast coming up, guys.
And state of Michigan has confirmed 604 new cases of COVID-19 over the past 24 hours. And we've lost another 6 people to the virus. But encouraging news on the research front tonight. Drug maker Eli Lilly is set to begin phase 3 clinical trials of its antibody treatment for COVID-19. The hope is the therapy will help prevent the spread of the virus and possibly reduce symptoms in those already infected. The trial will include 2,400 nursing home residents and staff members in facilities with a recently diagnosed case of COVID-19. This antibody treatment is not a vaccine, but researchers hope treatments such as this one serve as a bridge to ease infections until a vaccine can be developed.
President Trump holding his coronavirus news briefing that we are streaming right now on clickondetroit.com. The president says 18 states, including Michigan, are showing progress. However, the president says more needs to be done to prevent the hot spots like those in the South from forming.
Even in these states, however, where the virus is under control and at a very low number, Americans should continue to be vigilant, be careful, in order to prevent the new hot spots from opening up, or any new hotspots from opening up in those states. To that end, I urge all Americans to continue to socially distance, wash your hands, wear a mask when you cannot avoid crowded places, and to protect the elderly.
Much more for the president's coronavirus briefing on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt, and that's coming up here about 22 minutes from now.
We learned today the University of Michigan is asking students to observe 14 days of staying home and avoiding contact with others before arriving on campus this fall. And another tool in the fight against COVID is coming to Oakland University. Priya Mann introduces us to the Biobutton and some privacy concerns that come with it.
Last week, Oakland University announced plans to have students and staff wear something called a Biobutton. It tracks your temperature, your heart rate, and your respiratory rate. Well, at first it sounded like it would be mandatory, but OU says that's not the case.
I guess if it's not mandatory, then it's like, you know, like what does it even really like achieving.
Natalie was one of more than 2,400 Oakland University students who signed a petition to make Biobuttons optional.
I think it's great that like more students are being made aware of it.
On Monday, Oakland University made it clear the Biobutton would not be mandatory and applauded their students' activism.
I'm all for students who question what's going on and ask why. The word that got out on Friday had no information behind it. I'm actually delighted that the students were that activist and that quick to act.
So what is a Biobutton? Oakland University says it's another tool in the fight against COVID. The button sticks to your upper chest and tracks potential signs of COVID before symptoms appear.
What the company has done is reverse engineered from COVID positive patients what the very beginnings of COVID infection look like. And so its algorithms are slowly learning better and better how to catch COVID as early as possible, before you start coughing, before you feel bad.
The Biobutton is linked to your phone, which sparked privacy concerns.
Like if you do choose to wear one, like what kind of like data is it collecting from you? And like, is that safe? Like what if there's like a security breach?
Oakland University says the data will not be shared with anyone and highly encourages students and staff on campus to think about wearing one.
If this device does what it says it can do and can alert people before they have a symptom, before they're shedding virus, that strikes us as a really valuable tool in trying to battle the spread of coronavirus.
I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Priya, we have seen our economy shift in some very strange ways, of course, during the pandemic. While many businesses aren't even open, others, like boat sellers, can't keep up with demand. Business editor Rob Maloney tonight discovering the Great Lakes state has renewed its love affair with the boat.
So for the past couple of years here at I-96 in Wixom, Wilson Marine has had a parking lot jam-packed with boats. But this is the parking lot today. It's empty. Where'd they go? They've all been sold.
They ring a bell every time they sell a boat at Michigan's largest boat sales lot. Yet it's run constantly for months now, says General Sales Manager Kevin Mosier.
Been in this business 40 plus years and I've never ever experienced anything like this at all.
They didn't know what to expect when they reopened back in May, quickly discovering.
Turns out everybody was tired of being stuck at home. They were looking for things to do. They couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't take their vacations. There was no soccer practice, no football practice. So in they came, and they came by the droves.
A couple of hundred boats left this lot pronto, and the nautically inclined cleared out Wilson's 4 other locations as well. It's a great problem to have. That is until you have to restock, and that's why all the boat freight asphalt today. Boat makers that survived the virus are building, shipping daily, but they don't stay long, and shortages abound.
I mean, if you were to order a boat right now, you probably wouldn't see it until October, maybe November.
And continued uncertainty will likely keep the supplies short.
The fall show has already been canceled. We don't know what's going to happen in January, so we are getting people in here now that are taking precautions, getting their boats ordered now.
It also turns out this is a national and even an international problem. And you can buy boats online, so Wilson Marine's been shipping boats to internet buyers as far away as California and even overseas to places like Croatia, believe it or not. In Wixom, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
New at 6.
A man near Port Huron is separated from his bride because she is in a nursing home. That wasn't going to stop him, though. What did he do to guarantee he could get back inside to see her?